Willowmere, a small village tucked between the Appalachian Hills, had always been quiet, the kind of place where wind rustling through pine needles counted as noise. But the silence was different. It wasn't peaceful. It was heavy, like the sky was holding its breath. At first, nobody noticed the sun hadn't risen. The old clocks ticked on, the power still worked. People assumed it was just an early morning fog, thick enough to blot out the sky. But by noon, when the gray never lifted and the street lamps stayed on, people started to worry. And by the third day, something else happened. People forgot. They forgot what the sunrise looked like. They couldn't recall the warmth on their skin or the way the light touched the rooftops. Some couldn't even remember the concept of morning. The village school remained closed, the church bell didn't ring, and the mayor, Edith Larner, issued a calm but chilling statement. We are experiencing a rare atmospheric anomaly. Remain calm. Stay indoors after dark. But there was no dark. There was only dimness, a muddy, eerie gray that never shifted. On day 5, a group of teens dared each other to hike up Widow's Peak, a cliff that overlooked the entire village. Among them was Jamie Reese, 17, wiry and sharp-eyed, raised by his paranoid grandfather. Jamie had a theory: this ain't fog. It's like the sky's gone dead. When they reached the peak, they expected to see the horizon, but there was nothing. No sun, no stars, no clouds. Just a flat sheet of gray as far as the eye could see. Worse, the village seemed cut off from the rest of the world. Roads that used to lead to the next town just stopped. As they returned, one girl, Ellie Moore, looked back and whispered, "Did the woods move?" That night, Ellie disappeared. Day 7, the town had begun to unravel. Animals vanished. Phones stopped working. Clocks ticked backward. And those who tried to leave simply vanished past the tree line. Search parties came back empty, sometimes not at all. Mayor Edith, usually composed, stood outside town hall in a stained nightgown, rambling about shadows under her skin. That was the day the children stopped speaking altogether. Jamie's grandfather, Harold Reese, was one of the few who still remembered sunlight. A World War II veteran and ex-ranger, he'd kept thick journals and weather logs for 40 years. That night, he showed Jamie a terrifying pattern. Every 50 years, Willowmere had recorded unseasonal darkness for weeks, and always, a part of the population vanished. No one remembered afterward. The dates were crossed out in town records, covered up. But he had circled one date in red ink. Next cycle, October 12th, 2023. That was 12 days ago. On day 10, Jamie woke to find his grandfather's bed empty. Only a bloody handprint remained on the pillow. That same day, a group of people in town began to change. Their skin took on a pale gray tone. Their eyes became glassy, pupilless. They didn't speak. They only watched others. Followed them, stood at doorways. Jamie called them the Hollowed. He and a few other survivors, including Ellie's younger brother Ben, a brave 12-year-old with a tape recorder, and Mara Quinn, a local librarian who had found Forbidden's books in the basement archives, gathered inside the town library. They knew something unnatural was consuming Willowmere, and Jamie had a plan. If this place is stuck in a loop, we break the cycle. But the cycle wasn't just in the sky. It was underneath them. To be continued in part 2,